Hi, I'm Robosaurus. My tag is Terran Scum on the US Ladders. Today we'll be looking at our early game strategy which revolves around SCVs. We're going to jump straight into this game on Metalopolis. I'm going to go ahead and set it on 2 times because it's a fairly long game. I tell the opponent that I spawn in the bottom right and that I'm using SCV strategy on him. I ask him where he is, and of course he lies and says top left. I then proceed to attack his units, his probes, and using superior micro I win. Now, it's important to follow up this initial push with good overall game strategy. So my strategy is to recommence building SCVs because they're a very strong unit in this game. In fact, I would say SCVs are crucial to any Terran game. So this really develops my play. I can go into Marines, I can go into supply depots, I can go into Marauders. You see me continue to apply pressure to his mineral line, and after a fairly lengthy game, I succeed and win. This next game is on Scrap Station, so I can just show you the versatility of the strategy. Again, he knows where I spawn because this is a 2-player map, and I tell him my overarching strategy, which is the SCV early pressure build. Now, some of you might be like, this is a cheese, but this isn't really a cheese because I have many options available if I fail this attack. So you see me do a timing push here with my SCV strategy. I attack when his depot is coming out. It's very easy to time on Scrap Station. Basically at the 1 second mark, you send out your attack. And as you can see, I have a very strong unit composition in this game, and I completely demolish my opponent without losing any units at all. And again, reiterating that this is not a cheese. It's a very strong unit composition. If they scout you, they still have to be able to counter it. This isn't like a Banshee or a Reaper where if they know it's coming, they can just build a bunker or a missile turret to completely counter you. This is a very solid strategy, which is well thought out and has a very specific timing and build order. So this next game is another Terran vs Terran. It's on Steps of War, and again I pressure his mineral line, forcing him to stop mining, and then with careful micro I harass his workers, moving back and forth. Now it looks like I'm in a disadvantage here, but of course I bring my command center, which is a very good tool to prevent them from attacking me. So then yeah, you can see my carefully planned out strategy with a huge synergy between command center and SCV, being able to keep my units alive, keep my advantage. Even though he outnumbers me here, his unit composition is not as strong as mine because I have a floating command center, whereas his is stationary, locked to the ground. As you can see, I still have 5 SCVs, and I will continue to apply pressure by loading and unloading to get attacks in, and then when I'm being counter-attacked, I of course load my SCVs up to the command center. Now from this point it's a very even match. Another great tool is of course to attack his command center because it will force his units to do some type of action, otherwise there is a risk of me destroying his command center and him instantly losing the game. I'm keeping up my harass here. It's very micro intensive. I have to push A and click on the ground, and then push 2 and then load my SCVs. And at this point, he lifts off his command center, and yeah, that's the end of the game. So this next game is again on Steps of War, but it's against a Zerg opponent. So this is a much tougher matchup because, of course, Zerg has more drones. They can build drones at a faster pace. So they will have more units, but not necessarily a better unit composition, as I've explained in the previous game. I'm backing off to the ramp here for a positional advantage, but he goes back in, so I attack his hatchery. Again, as I explained before, it forces a reaction from the opponent. They'll have to try and keep the hatchery alive, because SCVs do a lot of damage to hatcheries. Now I'm backing off to my command center. As you can see, this excellent synergy between SCVs and floating command centers is pivotal in the strategy. But it's always, as I said before, a next step. This is not a cheese. This is a well thought out strategy, and you can see my clear unit composition superiority. I continue to harass his mineral line. Now this player tries to counter me by producing Zerglings, which of course are quite strong against the SCV composition. However, I continue to my next step, which is to produce more SCVs, which will allow me to transition into barracks units, such as Marines, which is a pretty good support unit for the SCV. So you see me flying off. I'm going to go to Mineral Patch, one that is safe from Zerglings on the high ground, behind some rocks. We check our opponent. He only has 45 minerals, so you can see that my strategy has clearly affected his economy. And so that's a wrap. That's the SCV early pressure build. Good luck to anyone who's attempting to use this in ladder, and hopefully we'll see this type of strong push be used by many pros in events such as GSL or any of the MLG tournaments. I'm Terran Scum! And see ya, bye.